Hey, Rockets fans. Uh, so breaking news: Victor Oladipo finally gets traded to Miami for absolutely nothing. I mean, we got trade swaps, and we also got Kelly Oubre, Kelly Alume. I'm sorry, and A. Bradley. So the Rockets just get salary done because both of those guys are on a 1 year deal, and then they get draft swaps. So this is a horrible trade. I mean, Tillman's the cheapest owner in the NBA. We're on a 20-game losing streak. We just ended that recently, but overall, this organization was at the top of its peak 3 years ago, and Tillman took over. Now it's the worst organization in the NBA, and we traded Victor Oladipo for no young assets. It's just, Tillman's just being cheap, and every time he gets a chance to say, gets a platform to speak about his financial, where he is financially. Now, I'm not in the man's pockets. I'm really not. I know he got hit with the pandemic, and his big investments are casinos and restaurants, and in the NBA. All those have ties to the coronavirus. But overall, I mean, he's putting his organization in jeopardy. They're already the worst organization in the NBA, and I feel bad because Les Alexander had this organization 3 years ago. Like I said, at the top of his peak, competing for an NBA championship. And now we're over here losing 20 games in a row. Now, I know, like I said, we ended that streak recently, but like I said, we get Victor Oladipo, and then we do absolutely nothing for him. I would have rather got Karis LeVert, and he probably had more of a trade value because he had higher value. He's young, he's on a decent contract, but yet you get Victor Oladipo and you do absolutely nothing. I'm really a loss for words. I'm just very disappointed in the owner. I just, how he's turned this organization to the worst. I'm just, you know, I mean, what is this team right now? How you doing, Mark? Yeah, they're trash, and I'm gonna tell you why they're trash. You know, the owner is cheap, so he hired Silas, who was at a reasonable price. Um, you know, put Silas in a horrible position to not succeed. And right now, the Rockets have what I hear a lot of people say the Rockets have a lot of young talent, but that's not true. They have no face of the franchise. They got Kevin Porter Jr. for absolutely nothing, who had his own personal issues, and they only got him because, like I said, he threw food at another. I think one of the GMs, if I'm not incorrect, and then we got him, and he was never a face of the franchise for Cleveland. So I mean, I got to give it up for Stone for getting him, but if we didn't have Kevin Porter Jr., I mean, what would we have? Jashawn Tate and Christian Wood. I'm just, I don't understand where the Rockets are going. I think they're betting on these draft picks, and also they're very cheap. Like I said, I wish Tillman would just either partner with another owner and sell percentage of the team, and so we could make some bigger moves, or sell the team in a whole. Like, he just isn't a good owner. And I hear a lot of rumors that his son is, doing his homework and trying to become a bigger part of the organization. And I do respect that. He's not Cal McNair, who's an idiot who would, trade peanuts on the dollar for a superstar player. That's not who the organization really is. But the moves that they're making are very questionable, in the fact that they're all just cheap moves. I'm telling you, it's just trying to save money. I mean, you trade James Harden for absolutely nobody. You get nothing but draft picks, and those draft picks might turn into something down the road. But the high hopes for now are the problem is the Rockets are tanking, and they don't even own their draft pick this year. So I mean, if they don't hit in the top four, they're not going to have a draft pick besides Miami's. So I'm just kind of, I was wasting a lot of energy coming off from work and doing live games. But what I'm watching, it makes me like deflated. I mean, why would I want to come out of work, working 9 hours, spending time with my family and my dog, and then doing, a live game, which I'm watching, they're down by 20, 30. I'm a loss for words. At least with Mike D'Antoni, he was trying to win, and he was doing everything he could. This is trash. I appreciate it, Mark, for showing some love, but man, I'm just frustrated with this whole organization. I didn't even want to do a video. I was hoping they wouldn't make a trade because I felt like they're reaching the point where they're going to get desperate and they're going to just try to, settle for whatever they could get, and that's exactly what the Miami and the Rockets did. And I'm frustrated with it because they have no young talent. They have no young talent to build around. They don't own their draft pick. They better hit in the top four. If not, this was a waste of a season, and this will be the worst season in franchise history, hands down. I can't compare another horrible season than this one. I don't know who's the worst owner, Cal McNair for the Houston Texans or Tillman Petita for the Houston Rockets. One is cheap as shit, who doesn't want to spend no money. And the other one's a complete idiot who will waste money wherever he can. So we got two owners. Y'all pick who's the worst one in Houston. And then we got another owner who will win at any means possible as the Astros owner. I got to give him at least respect. If he's trying to win, he'll cheat if he has to. I mean, at least somebody's trying to do something. Also, by the way, I'm selling some jerseys. I got a jersey right here. Y'all can get an idea how it came out. I was probably thinking about $80. Now I got to put in the man work and I got to get the jersey. But if y'all want to purchase a jersey, whoever sees the video, I know like I've been talking about coming out with my own jersey recently, and like I said, you would get this exact jersey for. I was thinking about. I know $90 is a lot, so I was gonna go $80, and like I know I don't go live no more, but I have gave out a lot of prizes. I've given out a prize to Roby. I've given a prize to Blake, and I've given away a prize to JT. And I don't have pictures, so I wanted to make a video of those guys. But yeah, I mean, there's been shoe giveaways, jersey giveaways, but now I'm starting to sell my own stuff, so I'm trying to make a profit so I can continue with my Facebook page, my Instagram, and my YouTube as well. I'm just trying to expand. But like I said, it's hard when your team is losing 20 games in a row. But like I said, breaking news: Miami Heat have traded with the Houston Rockets for trade. Let me see. They swapped trade picks for 2002, and they got two players on expiring contracts. The players are irrelevant. I'm gonna be honest. Avery Bradley and Kelly are irrelevant. Their contracts are done this year. They'll be free agents by the end of the year. I'll be shocked if they get a lot of playing time, but it matters what Silas does. And Silas, he loves coaching and playing veterans over young players. And the fact that this team is a rebuilding team and a tanking mode team, and you still want to play veterans. So Silas alone, I'm done with Silas. I'm done with Tillman. I'm done with Raphael Stone. All of them have just rubbed me the wrong way. They're showing that they don't really care, and the future is not even bright in Houston. If you want to say Kevin Porter Jr., I love Kevin Porter Jr. I think he's a great player. But like I said, he's not a franchise face player who's going to lead us into the playoffs consistently. Now, he could be a part of that. But as of right now, they haven't done signs to lead us that way. I just feel like Miami just walked away with a diamond and the Rockets walked away with dust. I'm being honest. I'm just disappointed in the Rockets. If you're a diehard Rockets fan, how do you feel? I appreciate the comments, Mark. Texans are weak. Yes, the Rockets have been competing, and I agree with you. But the problem is the ownership. It transitioned from Les Alexander the year they made it to the Western Conference Finals to Tillman Fertitta. And obviously, you see the results. Each year he's been the owner, things have gotten worse. And now they're the worst organization in the national NBA basketball league. And I don't have to say that personally myself. The results speak for itself. Losing 20 games, having no star talent, not getting nothing back for James Harden, no young talent, and the Rockets are lucky to even get Kevin Porter Jr. Like I said, they had an open relationship with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they happened to get Kevin Porter Jr. because they gave him Jared Allen. So, I mean, speaking from a fan's point of view who's educated about the Rockets, I feel like the Rockets are the worst organization, hands down, in Houston and in the NBA. Yeah, I mean, Tillman, I mean, I feel bad for Les Alexander, who brought 2 championships to Houston, who kept us competitive, always bringing in talent. Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming, Carmelo Anthony, giving guys chances. Um, James Harden, Chris Paul, Westbrook. Well, that was Tillman. That was a horrible move, but the name speaks for itself. But I'm just frustrated. There's nowhere to really go now. Uh, I really don't know. Can we just finish the rest of the season and go into the NBA draft and hopefully the ping pongs hit our way? That's what we're gambling on. I mean, we're being optimistic that we're going to get a top 4 pick. So if we don't hit in the top 4, we don't own our pick. I just want to make that clear. We will switch with the Miami Heat. Will probably be the 19th pick at lowest. It could be in the 20s. So as of right now, if that's the worst situation that could happen, and if that happens, man, I'm gonna be devastated if we don't hit in the top 4. Now this draft is loaded with a lot of talent and a lot of players that have, could be the face of the franchise type players. Like I said, what the Rockets are missing. Now, can they find that talent in the 19th pick? And then, yes, they own Portland's pick. So say if they get Miami, so they'll have Portland's pick around the 20s, and they'll have Miami's pick around 19 to 20 as well. They could get 2 solid players, who are capable of not leading the franchise, of course, but being great, solid, rotational players. That's how deep this draft is. Now, 1 through 10 are franchise guys. I'm gonna be honest. They could lead the face of the franchise, but 1 through 4 are all-star type players who could be MVP caliber players as well. You know what I mean? But like I said, our eggs are all in one basket. So I don't know what the Rockets been thinking, and losing for nothing. That's what it will be if we don't hit a top 4 draft. Yeah, I appreciate you showing a lot of love, Mark. And I mean, where the Rockets are going right now, they're historically bad, and that's true because it's now down in history. The Rockets never lost 20 games in a row. Last time they lost, I think it was 18 games in a row. They were located in San Diego. They're the San Diego Rockets. So that's the last time they've been unsuccessful and that awful in Houston. You know what I mean? But like I said, the Rockets make a trade, and I just don't agree with it. As of right now, I felt like you have Daniel House, you have players that want to get traded, and I know who don't really even fit the team no more. And you don't trade Daniel House and Victor Oladipo in a package to like Detroit or something. As of right now, you get no talent because that's what the Rockets want. They don't want no long-term contracts, even if it's a. Now I don't know if they don't want no rookie contract. That's my opinion. I don't know if a young player was offered in that case. Now, if the Rockets get a young player, I know they're going to have to offer draft picks. Now, they just did draft swaps right now with Miami, so they obviously they won on that side. They won on the fact that they won the draft swaps, and that's what the Rockets are looking for. But financially, the Rockets are just looking for cap space. They want to clear the books. They also don't want to. They also don't want Victor Oladipo to walk away with nothing. Now, they owned his bird rights, so that means they could have traded him still at the end of the season in a sign and trade. So as of right now, I'm just scratching my head because this is the worst organization in the NBA. And I look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have a worse record than us, but at least they got Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell, who's been injured all year, and they're going to finish in a solid, top 10 pick in my prediction. I see it. So, and they got other players too. So, as of right now, the Rockets are, probably the laughing, the laugh. I think they're the laughing joke of the NBA trade deadline, in my opinion, because out of everybody else, Denver, they got Aaron Gordon and they gave away a few young players, but that team is loaded with young players. The Magic look pretty good. The Bulls look pretty good. Everybody else looks pretty solid besides the Houston Rockets. So I think I'm gonna end it here. Remember, like and subscribe. And if you want to purchase a jersey, just message me. A lot of y'all guys know my Snapchat, so don't be ashamed. Hit me up. I won't bite. All right, $80 for real. They'll be traded for who? Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley and trade. They swapped trade. They swapped trades for 2002. So they didn't get a young player back. I know a lot of people wanted Tyler Hero and or Duncan Robinson. They got absolutely nobody back. So they got two players that won't even be on the team next year. It's just like I said, all it is just next year they get off the books. So the Rockets are just being really cheap. Like I said, like and subscribe. And if you want to purchase a jersey, $80, custom made, let me know. All right, I'm out.